Hi everybody, this is Patrick De La Rosa. I just wanted to do another short lesson on drawing. Here's my handy dandy drawing pad and my drawing pen. This picture I'm working on right now, I call it Reservation For One. It's a part of a storyline I'm working on. This actually is a Native American guy, and he's a Republican, if you can dig that. Fictitious character, but that's what I like doing. It's fun to make up characters. That's what a lot of drawing is about. I'm changing the thickness of my drawing pencil right now to 16. I'm using a MANGA Studio. Once again, with MANGA Studio, I have this Huan drawing pad. Once again, this is Patrick De La Rosa. I'm doing a short lesson for you, a short drawing lesson. This character, well, it's a picture that I'm naming Reservation For One. It's about a Native American Republican. He'll be voting Republican in the upcoming election. And I'm going to put down a short storyline about why he's doing that. It's a fictitious character. It's not based on anyone, but that's what I'm going to go with. Right now I'm changing the angle so I can do a little bit of work on the face for you. I'm putting up a 20-point drawing. Doing the glasses. That way we can get a look. This might be for a more advanced drawing class than my previous manga character one, just for kids. But for the young artist out there, or for the aspiring artist, this is a good thing to work on. Once again, I get my faces from some from comic books, some from junk mail, some from newspapers. This guy, I can't remember where I got his face from. I think it was from the newspaper called the Epic Times. Let's fix his glasses a little bit. A lot of us have to be in right now because of the coronavirus. So it's a perfect time for us to work on our drawing skills. What I'm doing is lightening up the pen. On MANGA Studio, you have a lot of colored pencils or inks. I like this. It's not a dark tone. It's actually a lighter tone. That way you can lay out your pictures. Something I always talk about in my work. You can be a young artist or an older artist, someone more experienced, or you can be a disabled artist. I mean, whatever skill level you're at, you should still work on your artwork, trying to perfect your craft. Sometimes I'll go in close-ups. Close-ups are great. It gives you an idea of what's going on. What I've done is I put in, I'm putting blacks using the black pencil for this left side and using the darker grays on this side. I just want to give you a taste of what you could work with. Once again, this is a solid black, 20 point. Gives it more of a finished look. Which is nice. This is actually a darker tone gray. See how it leaves it a little bit light? With this lighter tone, it's easier to clean up later on. And with this dark gray, you can actually do heavier blacks right on top of it. Let's clean up the eyes a little bit. The equipment I'm using may seem specialized. It's really not. It's just another form of paper and pencil, really. For the beginning artist out there, paper and pencil is fine. You don't need anything fancy. How about if we move on to some other features now? I'd like to darken in some of the facial features right now for you. See, this is one of the advantages of being able to use a tool like this, which is, it's just a tool. This character, I might make him maybe a history teacher. Something like that. Why not? Native American history teacher. He's proud of the United States, proud of America. He wants everyone that lives here to be proud of the possibilities our country offers. He likes raising his kids in the United States. He wants the best for his neighbors. He wants the best for his communities. He's proud of who he is, proud of being Native American. Let's take a look. We'll go move back a little bit. It's coming out. We can fix it up but more better. Later on we can add some things, remove some things. And when you decide to create your own character, you'll decide what that character is going to look like. Some cheap advice: maybe you should think about where your character's coming from. Try and give your character a little bit of a history. It helps in the development. I have a website you can look at. The website is The Crippled by the Pool. All capital letters. The Crippled by the Pool. I got a lot of crazy artwork on there. If you get a chance, go there. Once again, The Crippled by the Pool, all capital letters. Now let's get back to our character. I kind of like the glasses on him. It gives a personality. It adds something to the picture itself. Like I said, he could be a history teacher. Maybe he's a chef. Maybe he's a businessman. Maybe an auto mechanic. I love the ability to roll a picture like this. It really helps me out. I have limited hand use, so it's a nice, convenient touch for me. Let's work on the other eyeglasses. Looks like my glasses are a little bit off. That's all right. Gives me an outline of what I want to be looking for. It's by no means the finished product. You can see one lens bigger than the other. And I might decide to keep the larger left side, or I might decide to go with this size. Let's work on his eyes a little bit. What we're going to do is to reduce our pencil size. That's because I want to make some lines around the eyes. He's a little bit older. Gives him some distinction. In all of my pictures, I try to do a lot of this shadowing. In another lesson, I'll do cross hatching, I'll show you what that is later on. This gives some depth to your picture. It's time consuming, but well worth it. It's a little bit darker around the eyes. And then some light work. Let's take a look. You have an idea of how it's coming out now. I kind of like this guy's hair. You don't think of a Native American as having his hair thinned out on top, but let's add some more shadowing. And the heavier brows we have right now. I'll show you what I like to do for the eyebrows. I put it up to a 16 point. Make a dark outline of the eyebrows. Kind of a thoughtful character he looks like to me. When you have the eyebrows darkened in, like this. Let's go back to the black. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller point. It's at 16. Let's go down to maybe 12. Enlarge. What I love about this pad also is it has a pressure. It's pressure sensitive. The harder I push with this tip, the darker the line will be. So you give him some real heavy eyebrows, I think. There we go. This is kind of a nice lesson. I like the normal look of characters. Just the regular guy in the street, just the regular guy trying to do his job. Works his job, takes care of his family. And in a minute I'm going to show you a little bit darker side to comic book art. I love monsters. I love doing the regular guys, regular Joe, but I also love doing the monsters. Oops, made that one kind of squiggly. So let's clean it up. So what I like about this pen also, if you make a mistake, you just remove it. That dude might be an old hippie. I like those sideburns. Oops. Let's clean that line up. I'm going to work just a little bit more on this guy. I don't like those lines, so let's get rid of them. There we are. Later on, of course, I'll have this guy on my site, The Cripple by the Pool. I'll have it all cleaned up. You'll probably see a lot of the character coming out in shadow. I'll put more shadows in, more facial characteristics, more line work, clean up the hairline. Once again, this picture will be called Reservation For One. It's about a Native American Republican, and I'll have a short article about him. Now I'm going to go to a more gruesome picture. I like the comic book, the evil characters or the gross and the grotesque. A buddy of mine actually had brain surgery. He had a part of his brain taken out, and I'm going to have him do an article, do a piece for The Cripple by the Pool, and he'll tell his story about the surgery and everything. But we wanted to put a picture in with his article, and a picture of himself we'll put in. But this is the character that we're going to be using to go along with his brain surgery. Cleaned up this one a lot. You can see, I'm just working on some of the shadowing. We might as well take a look at some shadowing while we're here. All right. Dig this. Kind of sickly looking. Yeah, it's gross, but my dad was a big fan of EC Comics. Um, and I'm a fan of EC Comics and Bernie Wrightson art, um, the monsters and the screaming and the yelling and the gore. Doesn't really fit into my the Christian aspect of my Crippled by the Pool website, but what can I say? I hope there's some people out there that dig this kind of work. I'm thinking of trying to do color as well. Look at this. This guy's missing one of his eyes. You won't get that fixed on Obamacare. This is a really time-consuming work, but sometimes that's what it takes. If you're going to be good at something, of course, it's going to be time-consuming. And over time, you'll get better and faster, but slow and easy wins the race. This guy has all kinds of nicks all over his face. I don't know what happened to him. And I like doing the line work, all of the line work in the same direction if possible. Um, I think it brings a picture together, adds continuity. Yeah, this guy's gross. Like I said, in the upcoming weeks, a good friend of mine, Nate Bieber, will be doing a piece that we'll put in the Crippled by the Pool. But I think I've given enough lessons today. There's the gruesome. This picture is called Headache. This guy will be in an upcoming edition of The Cripple by the Pool. Once again, it will be called Reservation for One. If you get a chance, take a look at The Cripple by the Pool, all caps.